Hi lovely, and welcome to Natural Fertility with Katie. Today we have, how do I know if I'm infertile? Well, to put it simply, we know we're doing well on the fertility front if our hormones are balanced. But how do we know if our hormones are balanced? Well, many scientists are now agreeing that our periods for women are our fifth vital sign as an indicator of our health. So it's as important as things like your body temperature, your breath rate, your pulse, and your blood pressure. So what does a healthy menstrual cycle and a healthy period look like? These are some things to watch out for. So when you're on your period, you want to be having mild discomfort at most. So if you're experiencing anything you'd describe as pain, then that might be a sign that estrogen is too high. Similarly, we don't want to be having really extreme emotions. I'm talking like severe depression, maybe PMDD, extreme rage, anxiety, stress, fatigue. These are all signs that perhaps our adrenals or our cortisol levels, which are both related to stress, are way too high, and that has a knock-on effect on our sex hormones. So that's another thing to really look out for and maybe get some support with if needed. Another thing is that we don't really want to be having any ovulation pain. Now, this happens about 2 weeks before and after your period when you're ovulating, and it might feel a little bit tender, and that's a sign again that things aren't quite right. Similarly, around ovulation, we definitely want to have a libido. So we want to be wanting to have sex. Obviously, that's very important for fertility, getting pregnant. But it's also a good sign that estrogen is peaking at the right time in our cycle. So that's a really great indicator. Changes in our cervical mucus as well. So again, around ovulation, you want that egg white stringy consistency. And if you've not really been tracking your cycle, you might just randomly think like, God, my discharge gets really weird for a few days every month. Well, this is why, and it's a good sign, so don't worry too much about it. And we want our cycle to be somewhat regular. So it doesn't have to be 28 days on the dot. That's kind of the textbook thing to guide us. But somewhere in that region of 28 days and a similar amount of days each month from the first day of your bleed to the first day of your next bleed. And similarly, we want our actual period, the bleed itself, to be about 5 days, somewhere in that region, and roughly the same each month as well. We want the blood to be a nice bright red colour and a medium flow, so not too heavy, not too light. Again, these are all really great indicators that estrogen is in the right place or the wrong place, and it might be something we need to address. So just to be clear, you could have every single one of the symptoms I just talked about in sort of the negative side of them and still get pregnant. So it's not to say that you're infertile if you have any of those things going on, or you're definitely fertile if you have all the sort of positive expressions of those symptoms. But it is a sign that your hormones might be out of balance if you're experiencing more of the negative side of things. And this means that your fertility isn't in the best possible shape that it could be for getting pregnant. Now, if you want to be absolutely 100% sure of what's going on, you can get a Dutch hormone test. And this is the elite gold standard hormone test that you can get that's going to make it really clear to you where your hormones are at. And then you can take those results along to a natural fertility practitioner, such as myself, or hundreds of others like me, who can help you balance your hormones with things like diet, lifestyle, and herbal supplements if you need them. So all of that is just going to help you be really confident that your fertility is in the best possible shape to start this exciting new chapter of your life that you are embarking on if you're trying to get pregnant. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, can you give it a like, give it a share with friends and family or anyone who you know is trying to get pregnant and would really appreciate this information. And if you have any questions about anything I've talked about today, or any larger topics that you'd like me to cover in another video, go ahead and drop all of that down in the comments, as I love hearing exactly what you want from me and addressing that directly. Thank you again for joining me today, and I will see you next week.